Hey everyone, today we are wrapping up our series on finding joy. And I want to end by talking about the importance of nurturing our relationships. A little over a month ago at Peachtree Road, Bill preached a sermon based on John chapter 15, verses 9 through 17. And in this passage, if you go back and read it, you'll see that Jesus explains that the greatest commandment is to love one another as God has loved us. Jesus says that if we do this, if we love one another, that God's joy will be in us and that our joy will be complete. You know, sometimes I think we fool ourselves into thinking that joy is this individual endeavor. That if we just did the right things or had the right mindset, we would be filled with joy. But the truth is that joy, real, lasting joy, is found in and through the loving relationships we hold with God and one another. I firmly believe that we are not meant to experience life alone, and rather we were created for connection and community. I think God wired us with this desire to have meaningful relationships. And even Jesus had friends to rely on. He didn't have a singular disciple, he had 12 disciples. He had a group of people to walk with and talk with and share with. Additionally, there have been many studies that show just how crucial meaningful relationships are to our overall health. Good relationships is actually one of the leading factors to longevity. Our relationships are like medicine. Relationships are also important to joy because joy is often amplified by others. While we may at times feel joy when we're alone, joy is not this primarily solo endeavor. Just think about the moments where you have felt the most joy. Likely, they are times where you are laughing or playing with people that you deeply care about. Joy shows up in connection. Lastly, nurturing our relationships fosters joy because it turns our gaze outward. Instead of just hyper fixating on our own stressors or problems, relationships help us to think about others more and ourselves less. Relationships help us to change our perspective. They give us something to celebrate, and they remind us that there is a bigger world than the problems of our own lives. Our relationships help us to see beyond ourselves. And so that's my pitch. Invest in your relationships, for it is when we love one another that our joy will be complete. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this series and that you found more joy for your own life. I'll see you soon.